Yep, it popped up. Yay. Let's see if it'll pop up on your page. We're used to having our boy here, DJ Kid Disco, doing things, and he ain't with us.
Well, that's not it. That's just the platform. The
It's,
platform sometimes like what?
so Facebook sometimes, or is it all of it?
It's the platform we they have this technical thing. They have this thing where they want more money. Yeah.
Oh,
So the message popped up and said they changed their, that's what just popped up. They changed their plans and they want more money.
what?
That's what just happened. So
From who?
I X'd out of one of the things and was like, forget y'all. I know another way. Just want another.
Oh, wow.
But we're here.
People
We're
always
here.
people always trying to grab on some extra cash
They
any old
always
way.
want some extra money, right? They want the money.
Oh, wow. Okay, so are we on now? It looks like we are. I
We are
didn't.
on. We are officially on. Everything is on and popping. It is popping.
All right, cool. Well, let's get started then. Shelly Shell, what you got for Douglas?
All right. Douglas, are you ready to smile today? We need to
I'm
have
good.
some fun, you know?
I'm
It's
good.
time.
I'm good.
You were really serious for a moment. I want to smile. So with this smile, we have the true confession. So true confessions mean you tell us something that maybe no one knows, or something that's really different, something like you like fruity pebbles every morning, something like that, or you like to walk in the rain. I don't know. So give us a true confession that you want to share, and then we have to follow you and follow suit. So give us a true confession. Make it funny because we need to smile today.
Yeah. I'm not that funny, but my true confession for today it's um I'm a little bit radical, so you'll have to bear with me.
Oh, you're shy, you
Oh,
said?
Radical.
Radical. Okay, I don't mind radical. Come on, radical. Let's go.
so you're radical. Okay. What does that mean?
Actually I am, but my friends are more radical than me.
Hmm. What does radical mean?
Um, they are like more revolutionaries than me, like from the work I
Hmm.
do and the people I work with.
Hmm.
They are more like a revolutionary. They're trying to create like a better world, for everyone.
Uh-huh. Well, that's no confession. We already know that about you. Sneaky,
You were
trying to.
supposed to tell us that you like Captain Crunch cereal and no one knows it, or you like to eat only red M&Ms or something like that.
No, I like I like African breakfast.
Who?
African, what's it called?
African breakfast.
Bread crust?
African breakfast. What is an African breakfast?
Like yam, sweet potatoes.
For breakfast,
Yeah, that's African breakfast.
yams and sweet potatoes.
Yeah,
Are they
with
fried? Are they fried?
no. Like how can I put them? No, it's not like the way you put it. It's this is like more of like African breakfast. So it's not like fries or anything. It's like just sweet potatoes. Like yeah, yams and
How about breakfast meat? African breakfast doesn't come with like bacon or sausage.
that's American.
Well, what kind of food? You just gonna eat potatoes every day? What else? Eat.
No,
What else?
I don't do that now. Like I'm in America, so I don't get I haven't like eaten like that for years now, like maybe 2 years, so I kind of miss it.
So
Yeah.
you miss African breakfast.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you can create an African breakfast if it's only sweet potatoes. You can make those.
American sweet potatoes don't taste like African potatoes.
Really?
Who's that right?
Huh. Wow. I wonder what the difference is. The soil that it's grown in. I wonder what the taste. Why it's different taste. That's interesting.
That is interesting. So when you were in Africa, did you make the sweet potatoes? Did you make them personally? Do you know how?
My mom used to do that.
All right. So when she had the potato, I want to know what she did with it. She stick it in the oven? Did she take the skin off of it? What did she do?
I like boil them,
Mm-hmm.
and you can always take that with tea, porridge. Like it depends with what you like, milk, you know.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That's just something different. I didn't know African breakfast was different than American breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're different. There is American breakfast and there is African breakfast.
Well, I'm definitely partial to American because I want the good old bacon and eggs and cheese and some waffles. So do you have waffles?
I don't like waffle and pancakes, and it's called what um there is. I don't like pancakes with what's is it a syrup? It
Yes,
tastes
Yeah.
syrup.
like
Mhm.
I don't like syrup, so
Do you
Wow.
like cake and cookies? You don't like sweet
yeah,
stuff. You don't
that's
like.
more of a dessert.
I know, but I just want to know if you had a thing against sweet.
No. Pancakes and syrup, they they have like a taste which I just don't like.
Wow,
Mm.
that's interesting. That's interesting. But they do have that in Africa. I know for sure they have.
Yeah, you can always find them in hotels in Africa, but for only people like from America or like Europeans, you know, but
Mhm.
not for us.
Mm. So that is a true confession that African breakfast is void of pancakes and wow. Oh,
The food,
God.
the food. I'm talking about the food. And
Yeah.
there is also like a culture part, you know, which is like totally different. And if you don't travel, you will never know about it.
Mhm. Yeah. I know that in Southeast Asia, when I lived there, we were always looking for a breakfast place because they didn't serve it. It's a totally, basically, they eat eggs with every meal. And they, I would see every day I would go out walking, I would see people sitting outside with their bowls of chicken, an egg on top, and rice. And that was it. That was their breakfast, which is also their lunch and also their dinner.
When you say an egg on top, you mean like a
Yeah.
boiled egg or
No, usually it's a sunny, soft yolk. It's a soft yolk. They what is that called? Sunny side up?
sunny side
Yeah, I
up?
can
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
do that. I can do California sunny side up. Like yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's how they eat. They don't eat what we eat. All that stuff you have to literally find. In Singapore, there was, I think, two restaurants that served breakfast, American and European style. Everywhere else was, breakfast. They don't even have a term for that. It's just breaking the fast. And you break the fast with, the same thing you ate from dinner last night. So yeah, it's a European thing, what we do. All
Well,
that
wait,
X.
he's in LA, so that means Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles is right there.
But he doesn't like, just
They
as
don't
long
like
as
the waffles,
he don't
but
like
it's
the waffles, but he can have all the other stuff, but it doesn't taste the same, right?
oh
Doesn't take the
goodness.
Yeah,
same.
sometimes you have just to eat what is available to survive. I mean, it is what it
Right.
is, you know. So
Hmm.
I might
That's
not like it, but that's what's available. The only thing I can't eat, I'm so sorry to say this, but I can't eat like what Chinese people eat. So
Uh-huh.
for me, it's a no thing. Cause
Yeah. Well, everybody got their
All
flavor
right, so do
taste.
you eat meat? Just do you eat it? Are you like super healthy or something? Do you not like eat meat? You go all
yeah,
vegetables?
I eat meat, but um it depends. I've ate like a lot of like, like fried chicken in America more than I did in Africa. And I think I like baked chicken more. And now someone just like was like they don't like chickens with bone. They'll just eat chicken without bones. And I was like, okay, I understand. They're trying to be like animal protective stuff, but I'm just doing that to survive. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
No, it's all right. That's funny. We learned something new. So you're a
Mhm.
radical, and you radically don't eat pancakes
Um,
and waffles.
yeah. What about you, Shelley? What's your how can you fall in line with that?
Let
Can
me
you?
see. I'm not a radical. I would say I don't like to follow a lot of rules. Like
Mhm.
if they say do it this way, and I'm probably going to do it a different way, my own way, most of the
Mhm.
time. Like they have a
Mhm.
system. I don't really have many systems. I'm like, I'm always like this. All right, I'm gonna go this way. If you say do it this way, I'm gonna do it the opposite way you just said. I don't know why though. There's no particular reason. I just have never followed instructions.
So you're an anarchist?
You say
You're
that
an
one more
an-
time?
you're an anarchist.
No, I don't want to say that. I just have my brain thinks it has to do it the way I see it. I feel like I have to see it this way. If I see it this way and I get used to doing it the way I see it, then I do it. Not to be mean or anything. It's just I got to do the way my brain sees, you know?
Do you get control with traffic lights?
No, 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 no. I
You
don't want
should.
tickets.
Should follow those rules.
I'm gonna follow those rules. Absolutely. Anything that I do everything by the book as far as I don't want to get locked up. I don't want a traffic ticket. You know how much those tickets cost?
In
Move.
America, you follow rules, but where I come from, it's it's different. We don't even get control with traffic lights and stuff like that. But here you have to do it. If you
Wow.
walk past the light, you can cause an accident. And if you walk like it's like jaywalking. So it's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, in
Hmm.
America, you have to follow the rules to the gate. So it's
Yeah, you might get hit otherwise.
yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, you better follow the rules. Or you're gonna get a whole bunch of tickets under your name, and they're gonna be like $150 here, $300 here. It's about
Mhm.
money. And basically, everything's about money and
Mhm.
how they can get that money.
Yep. That it's all a fundraiser. I when it comes to following rules, I've always been a rule follower when it comes to, the laws of the land or whatever. But I definitely have my own mind when it comes to how I do things sometimes. You know, I might choose a different way to go about something just because I tend not to follow what other people do. I follow what I feel inside, what I think I should do. And honestly, I get a lot of flack for it. Because they're like, for instance, this is something people have said to me over and over again. You need to be a bee. You need to be a bee. You're too nice. You're too nice, and people take advantage of you. Da, 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 da. And my thing is, I get that, but it's like, at what price what price do I have to pay to survive and do well in certain circumstances? I don't want to change that part of who I am. I don't want to become a bee, as they call us, um, in order to work with people. I just kind of want to be myself. And, sometimes that may mean I need to walk away from something if I'm not getting respect. you know, but I'm not gonna yell and scream about that. I'm just gonna take myself somewhere else and deal with people that are have integrity or whatever. So I guess in that way, I'm kind of an anarchist in my own way.
Yeah, you
Uh,
should.
In your,
You should
in
be.
your own way. Mhm.
mhm, mhm.
But I say this: why is it that it has to be a B when it's a woman who has to stick up for herself or put things in order as the way they want it? I don't feel like you would be a B, but if sometimes we have to, especially when it comes to money. When it comes to money and someone says, here's they say, what's your fee? And then they don't give you your fee. I feel like you have every right to say, this is what my fee is and give me that fee. That doesn't make you a B. That makes you, standing up for
They're,
your.
they're gonna
I
call you
think
that no matter what. This guy called me about 6 months ago at least now, and asked me to do him a solid, do a little video for his event, to push his event because I hosted it before. And it wasn't going to take any more than a half an hour for me to do it, but I get paid to do stuff like that. I get paid, and he offered to pay, but I wasn't trying to like get rich on that. I gave him a fee, and I did the job, and I'm still waiting for my money. I paid him. I mean, he sent me the first half like 2 months late, and I'm still waiting for the rest. And I keep reaching out, and he may be calling me a B because I'm not unkind. I'm like, I really need you to send me my money. I'm nice about it. I really need you to send me my money. You got the work the day you asked for it, but you still have not paid me this very small fee, and I won't work with him again. I
I
I I,
think
I
I
will never work with him again, because unless he pays me everything up front, then I'll be happy to work for him. But only if he pays me up front. So if
I
that
think
makes me a big,
What'd
you
you
guys
say?
should be like you guys should be eagles. Like don't be like eagles and chickens. They all have wings, but the chicken is always down here, but the eagle uses their wings to fly
mm,
up the sky. So don't
mhm,
be a chicken. You have wings and you can't fly. Just use your wings. Be an eagle and
I get that. Yeah, I don't want to be down low in the dirt, that's for sure. And I'll never disrespect them, though they have disrespected me, by asking me, and it's partially my fault, because I should have made them pay up front in the first place before I did anything. But I'd worked with him before, and he'd not done that. So
it's
I
not
don't
your
know.
fault. You can't make people to pay money up front before you deliver. It's not your
Sometimes you
fault.
can, yes, you
Oh, yes,
can.
you can.
Yes, you
Yes,
can.
you can.
Hmm. If
I,
you,
there are
if you,
businesses that'll pay in advance. I'm booked
mhm,
for something in October. I'm paid in advance already
mhm,
because integrity. If it's Cinda Williams, her integrity stands for. You're not going to pay. They're not going to pay if they don't know certain people, if they don't know
mhm,
their integrity. But a Cinda Williams, a Shelley Williams, you're going to pay because you've seen that they show up, they do what they got to do, and things like that. So I understand why people pay partial, but when you know the work ethic of a person, you will pay in advance.
mhm.
Short of anything happening, they'll be there.
What if you
Yeah.
don't deliver?
Then
What
then
if
you
you
have
don't
to.
deliver?
They won't pay if you have that kind of reputation. They
So
would
I
only.
think it's supposed to be like half of the money up front and then half when you deliver. I think it's fair that way.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes that's the way it is, but it depends. It depends on how much they want you. If Shelley's rule is, hey, you pay me all of it up front, and they want her, they know her integrity, they know her the way she's done things in the past, he'll pay her. You know, I typically ask for half up front. I do a half, and then I get paid the rest of it when I get there, and do the
That's so
job.
professional.
Yeah, yeah. It just different people do it different ways. But I messed up in trusting him to pay me because he had paid me before. It wasn't the first time I worked with him, it's the second time I worked with him. But it will be the last time I work with him because I don't work with people that I can't trust. Like I said, unless he pays me up front. If he pays me up front, I'll be happy to work with him, you know. But let's get into you, Douglas. You are a Kenyan filmmaker, journalist, activist, and radical. We now know. So tell us about your beginnings, a little bit about how you became a filmmaker. And we're gonna, this is gonna be a conversation, not gonna be a monologue. So we're gonna ask questions while you talk. So we'll give it to the
Um, so like I said that the last time we talked, um, growing up, I used like to stick on TV. So I used to watch, like Different Strokes, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Wayne Brothers, and I used to like, the way they used to do their things, and I used to admire, especially the Wayne Brothers, and when I was growing up, so that's what I wanted to do. So when I finished like a high school, and my mom asked me what I want to do, for with my life, like cause I had to go to college after high school, and I totally knew what I wanted to do, and it's getting into the film and journalism field.
Mhm. Okay, so basically you watched, you were entertained and decided you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I
You
couldn't get out
mentioned
of the
comedies
TV.
though. It seemed like the
Yeah.
things you mentioned were comedies. So it's something you like about comedy. I like comedy.
No, 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 no. Like I'll be specific. Like the Wayans brothers, and like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like Will Smith. These are like there were also movies. Like I used to watch movies, and but these ones, like they kind of stand out. Like I can see myself, in them. They're especially like Arnold and Will Smith and Sean and the brothers.
Mhm. Mhm.
Actually, especially the way they used to dress. Like every time they come on TV, they have to have, like designer clothes, and as a child raised in like the here you call them projects, we call them maybe ghettos. So I used to admire those outfits, the lifestyle, the grammar, and everything.
Mhm. So
I
you
Got
can talk
so
about movies, but these
right.
ones kind of like, because every time they used to come up with different outfits, it used to look like really good when I was growing up. And I
So when
couldn't
you
afford these things then.
okay, right. So how did you end up becoming a journalist then? Because that's a different medium,
Um,
comedies, all of that. How did you
so
become a
my
journalist?
my my dad used to work with this company called Film Studios, and Film Studios happens to supply like gears, like grips, to filmmakers. So I remember there is a time, it was in December because my birthday is like 23rd, and I'm a Capricorn. So what usually happens, they usually in my home, they usually have to do like shopping like for my birthday and Christmas at the same time, because it's like 22, 23rd, so my mom was like, you should go with him because he needs stuff, and we're doing shopping for Christmas. And my dad had an appointment, and he used to work with this company. So we went to like Kenya Broadcasting Corporation where they were supplying stuff, and I was with him when he was working, and I saw all this lighting and everything. So it kind of sparked that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The sparked the thing for you.
Yeah.
Uh, so you ended up being working for Food Not Bombs, right? That was the primary group that you worked for. I'd heard of that before, but never known anyone that um, that worked in that field. So you were basically about feeding people. Hmm.
So I've met like two Food Not Bomb co-founders. I first met CT Lawrence Butler in like 2007 when he was facilitating like consensus for Independent Media Center during the World Social Forum. And then fast forward, I met Keith when he came to Africa. He was going to Ethiopia, and he had a stopover in Kenya, and I had already heard about him, Keith McKinley, and these are like two key Food Not Bomb co-founders, So and with that, they supplied me with materials, resources, to do this. And it's not only that because I met them or because they supplied that for me. I think it's a worthy cause, like food. Like when the nation is fed, then there is peace. Otherwise, when I mean, there is this saying about Machiavelli, it's easy to control an empty stomach, So when people are hungry, it's easy to control them, and they can wreak havoc, So
Hmm.
like I said the last time, the country which can't feed their people is a failed state.
Hmm. I feel like that's what we're seeing right now. We before we started the show, we were talking about, the difficulties of the homelessness that's happening all over the world, but especially right now in California. And a lot of people are doing desperate things because they're hungry or they don't have a home or,
But do you
just
think that's the only reason why? There are people that just do this because they are just doing it. They may have a home and they feel like this is the way to do it. You know?
It's
Did
like we
you really
said.
think it was a homeless person that did it?
It's like we said, they're like bad and good people over the world. And I've met like really good people who are like homeless, and I've seen people like they get stuff like homeless people, and they're willing to give you. So like it's kind of like um I don't know, but sometimes also there are also people who have like mental issues, people who are like in drugs, So it's a combination of factors.
Yeah. I wasn't insinuating that all homeless people are gonna mug you. I'm just saying that times are hard right now and people are suffering, and that's when things tend to go off when people are suffering, even if they're in an apartment, but they don't have food in their cabinets. They do desperate things. People are desperate these days. COVID really changed the world.
It did, didn't it?
Mhm,
It
mhm.
like every day it's like, oh, this world has changed so much. And is it COVID? Is it the COVID that did it, or is it the effects of COVID? Like meaning because people were in the house, people sanity level maybe didn't work right with the whole staying in the house. I don't know. It's like ongoing everything every
It's
day.
it's an economical issue. There is like inflation also.
Mhm.
You think COVID brought about economical issues? Yet it seemed like people had more money during that time than any other time.
There are people who made money and there are people who lost money. So
Yeah.
during COVID, so
Yeah, I just think it was a symptom of, it was like a perfect storm kind of thing. You know, all this stuff just illuminated the issues that we have with disparity in the world. It really showed how the few powerful um, are in a position, and then everybody else is in another. Because I know people that do quite well financially, but during that time, it took everything from them. It took everything. They lost their homes. They
What?
lost. Yeah, I've heard there's so many stories because they got sick and they were in a hospital, and you
Oh,
know
yeah.
their partner wasn't able to pull the load alone, and it just changed. It just really showed how, you know, we walk a tightrope of safety, you know, when it comes to economics. Everything. I have a friend that had always worked her whole life, and then all of a sudden she didn't have a job, she didn't have insurance, she lost all of her savings, she lived off of her savings, and everything just, you know, and so she's walking around with fear because this happened, and she's working again, she's caught up and all of that, but now she's got this fear in her that this can be taken away like that. So if you have mental disruptions or issues already, and then you add that lack of security and safety, and or maybe you don't have a strong you're not grounded in something, in some kind of faith, you can, you know, end
It's
up
scary.
becoming desperate.
Mhm.
It's
Hmm.
scary.
James Patterson said, what are your thoughts on, you just asked this, Cindy, what are your thoughts on what the thing in the hotels in California? We just spoke about that before
Yeah,
the show.
yeah.
Explain that again, because he said, what are your thoughts on that?
So there, why am I echoing?
Are you? I can't hear.
We just started. So what's happening in California is the governor is trying to figure out a way to house all these homeless people, because it's an explosion of homelessness here all over the state. And so what they've done is they said that, okay, if you're not at 75% occupancy hotel, you have to house some of these homeless people. So people in the hotel industry are freaking out because, say you're going to the Beverly Hills, whatever, right? And a room is $1,200, $1,500 a night. But yet next door you have people that are homeless, and so they're tripping. They're like, people are
So
going to
they're
start.
saying, that hotel that you paid $1,200 for, if it's not 75% full, that they have to allow homeless people to come in to their hotel and spend the night.
Yeah, so the
Yes.
thing is, they're not supposed to have like empty hotels and there are people living in the streets.
Right.
But it's their business. Like, it's like someone coming into your business. Suppose you sell socks, right? And you haven't sold 75% of your socks, and the government can tell you that you have to give away your inventory, which gives you money,
Yep. That's what they're
because that
doing.
costs you money. So it's not just a room, it's a room plus water and towels and then someone cleaning up the room. So it all costs money financially to house someone. Just like why people don't let people stay with them, because one extra person can run your water bill up. You know what I mean?
I think there is a way I think from what I heard, there is a way the government will be paying them. It's like some subsidies. So it's not like that free, you know, it's they make money from like I mean it's they work together with the government. So the way it was, the government will reimburse, you know, some form of money to the hotel system. They just don't want people, you know, out in the street and they're like empty. You know, they're trying to get rid of these homeless things. So there is a form
Yeah.
of reimbursement.
Yeah. So they're not coming out of any money per se, but they are coming out of their perception of the
Class.
fanciness. Yes.
Wait, yeah. Like, is
Mhm.
that safe? So you're saying to me that it could be violent people. We don't know, when people check into a hotel, you get there, you have to have ID. You have to know who the people are. If they're homeless and they don't have ID or they don't have anything, and they come in there and they're like, oh, I'm in a rich hotel, so let me go try to get into somebody's room. How safe is that? I would be, I don't know. How can they get away with this? I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't know that it's going to last or it's going to work. That's what was stated. That's what they're talking about. But the industries are fighting it. They're fighting it because there is a level of exclusivity, say, in this Beverly Hills hotel. So it's not exclusive anymore if you're sharing it with someone that can't pay. So you're paying and they're not paying. So it's a very, but I understand they're trying to fix this problem. All these people are on the streets.
So
And
why
And
don't
also
they
like,
just build facilities? Why don't
that's
they
what I say. Yeah.
build
Yeah.
facilities that'll help? Here's this facility. There's plenty of vacant lots, plenty of places that they can put together. And if they have the money to reimburse, then they have the money to put this facility together to house some of the homeless population, and or figure out why some of them are homeless. So you could go down to the areas where homeless people are, and there could be possibly someone in there that just has fallen on instant bad luck, and all they need is a leg up. So what
Right.
if you find out, do some intake, I think that's called intake forms. Hey, let's intake. Maybe there's someone that you could help. Here's a grant for you to get yourself back, on track. Because it could be somebody that doesn't have mental issues, has a degree, has fallen on bad times. What if they do some intake to really find out how to help them?
it's a complicated situation. You can pay like a hotel for $500, like $1,500 in Beverly Hills, but if there is still like a lot of like a big population of homeless people out in the street, you're not even safe. Are you gonna fly to the hotel?
Yeah, they're living on the streets right outside the hotel. They're everywhere. There's no sacred place anymore. There is no clean streets anymore. People are living everywhere.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
like I said, like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it's like it's like a bunch of homeless people around, and it's supposed to be like a celebrity area place. It's crazy.
Yeah, the tourism is really suffering also because people are afraid. They don't, my daughter lives in Hollywood. So I've been like, when I went last time I went to visit her, I was so concerned. I mean, there were freaking people walking up to her, getting in her face, and it's such an issue. And I'm like constantly, I'm like, I know you're a grown woman, but please don't go places alone. Please make sure you're with somebody because
Especially
there's
at night.
yeah, and that she goes to work and comes home at midnight. And having to be out there, and I mean literally people walking across the street with no clothes on, a diaper. I mean, it's like it really is
It's crazy.
what's it called, dystopia. It's very, looks like some movies, you know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's really bad. But the thing that you said, Shelly, about them having facilities, the problem is the real estate market. They're making so much money, like for instance rents. You can get a 2-bedroom 2-bath for $35,000 to $4,000 a month. That's how much it is.
Who can afford that? Even the
Who can
working class,
afford that?
even the
So
working class people can't afford that.
so you're asking these people that can get $35,000 to $4,000 for a 2-bedroom to give up their spot for the homeless? They're not trying to give up their property when they can make that much money a month. To People are paying it. There are
That's how
people.
much they're paying for a
That's how much they're
two-bedroom in
for a
California.
two. Yes. You can't get a studio for less than $2,500 a month. It's ridiculous. It's the real estate business. They can get that money. They are charging that, and people are paying it. So the people that can't pay it, which is the majority of people, are living on the streets because they can't afford to pay $4,000 a month on a 2-bedroom. Or they're having a whole bunch of people piling in to one place. Like, so you got four people paying the rent instead of 2 people paying the rent. But then they're trying to stop that from happening. They're trying to limit how many people can live in one spot, so they can't even work together to
What?
pay.
How
Yeah,
can they limit it? Who has the right to tell them
that the people that are renting it, the
I
people
think
that are renting it.
it's because of utilities, because they have to pay electricity, water, all these things. So they limit. They tell you if you can't like occupy like 2 people because utilities and stuff like that,
Yeah, it's
So,
bad. It's
so
bad in
for
New
you,
York too.
and
for
also
you, Douglas,
privacy.
is it worth it to be out there? Like, is business, like, journalism, filmmaking, is it worth it to be out there? Is it beneficial to be out there to do the work you do?
Yeah, like honestly speaking, for the first time, I've been in the US, like LA, as a filmmaker. It's the right place to be. Like every time you turn around, like in the like coffee shop, like Starbucks, in like a bar, in like social places, like every time you turn around, talk to someone, like I'm a designer or I'm a producer. And even like in coffee shop, you can see people, doing scripts, people editing, people like, it's like
Mhm.
it's the right place to be as a filmmaker or like a journalist.
Yeah.
It's
But there are also other places. California is a state that I mean, and back when I began 30 years ago, that's the only reason why I moved to LA, because I was in New York, and if I was going to do just primarily Broadway or whatever, that would be fine. But in order to do films, I needed to be in Los Angeles. But it's changed.
but
There are
I
many
think
places now in the United States that are shooting projects and are more affordable than California.
I think
There's
it's
Chicago, there's Atlanta, there's North Carolina, there's all different kind of little hubs. They're trying to build them up. I know certain parts of New York, outside of New York City and New York State, where they're building so they can, have entertainment there, made there. But it definitely will help a young and upcoming filmmaker if they're in California, because that's where
no,
the
I
majority
think
of it
there are
is.
only like 4 places, maybe New York, Atlanta, Chicago, and LA. Otherwise, most of the people I've seen, they try to come from these, like small towns, being like big cities, so that they can make it in life. You can't make it in a small towns. It's either you're in like a New York, Atlanta, Chicago, or LA. That's how you can make it. Otherwise, I've seen these like TV shows, where they're like star searching, and people like participants, they're like from small cities in the US, and they want to be in these big cities to make it in life. I was in
Yeah.
Chico, and it's like a really small time. There was nothing happening there, so I had to go to like a big city. I was in Pennsylvania. Those
Mhm.
cities like Allentown, Bethlehem, they were like really small. The only big city I've lived in the US, it's San Diego and LA,
Mhm.
and it's crazy out there.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous because of the desperation. Because there, a lot of people, when they think about, say, Los Angeles, they think entertainment, they think Hollywood, they think, but there's a lot of people that are from there. They are not in entertainment. They're doctors and lawyers or post office people, or they work at McDonald's. There's a whole lot of people that live in Los Angeles that are not in the business. And they are having to deal with this crazy rise of rents and food and gas. And everything is so crazy, and they're just regular people. You know what I'm saying? They're not, as a matter of fact, actors ourselves, there's only less than 1% of us that actually work. The rest of us are out there trying to work, or we might get a job here or might get a job there. So I don't know what the change is going to take, what change it's going to take. I don't know. I know they're trying to figure it out, but you know, my thing is I can do better somewhere else. That's why I'm getting up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm out because but I have the platform I have, so it's different. I'm not just starting out. I've got 30 some years of a career, so I can have more freedom to go somewhere else because they will reach out to me and I can get a job.
Well, yeah,
But
and somebody just starting out or trying to put it, I believe you can make it anywhere. So I'm never going to say it's just one town, but I understand the opportunities that Douglas you might have there. But I believe you can make it anywhere depending on what you want. So what do you want? What is your goals? Because we're almost coming to the end of the show. So what are some of your goals? What are you working on?
There are more opportunities here. So like Sandra said, most of the actors you'll find here in LA, they're like upcoming, but the big stars, they may be hiding in Beverly Hills or in Malibu, so you can't even find them. So the only people you can find in LA or maybe around here, or maybe they're like shooting outside the country, because the only people you can find is like technicians, like producers, directors, you know, cinematographers,
so what are you trying to do, Douglas? What is
Um,
your goal?
I wanna I wanna get into the I want to do some stuff here, especially like a movie. Yeah, I just want that on my showreel, and I just want the experience. It's not all about the money. I've never done these things, like working with the UN. It wasn't all about the money. Working with Coca-Cola, it wasn't all about the money. It was about the experience, which comes with those projects, and then you get to learn how people, I mean, it's fun, how you can transform a script into like visual, So I just wanna get my hands on like um not necessarily a feature film. A feature film will be nice, but if I can get my hands on a movie, that will be a dream come true for me.
Well, let me ask you this, because you've had a lot of experience as a filmmaker. You're already a cinematographer, you a camera operator. You've done all these things, but do you think it might be worth it for you to say, okay, I'm really an expert at this stuff, but in order to get into the door, I might have to be a PA, a production assistant. I might have to take a lesser job, or do you want to just try to
The
bust in there doing what you
the
do?
film the film industry don't look at you that way, like I met like a filmmaker. Actually he's not a filmmaker. This guy has worked in like he's like a set design, and he told me that's not the way it works here in Hollywood, and also not even in Hollywood. It's all about connection, and he told me, I know you have like a really good CV, but the thing is, here, like directors work with specific people. They work with like the same cinematographer, in all their projects. So it's not all about like the experience you have. It's not all about the knowledge you have. It's all about connection, because if you get like a good production manager, he's gonna be hiring you like most of his projects, so you have to build that trust.
Well, that's what I mean. You might have to do something that's less than what you do. You might have to, in order to bust that door down, you might have to sweep up the set in order to even meet the people that you can say, hey, look, this is what I really do. Here's my film, and,
I
and create relationships with them. I'm only saying this because I've been here for 30
I know,
years.
I know, I know, I
You
know
know,
what you mean. Like, I started as a wire boy, so like, I don't mind starting over again. And the thing is, like I said, I can do most of these things by myself. I just want that experience because I'm trying to put together my show reel and I'm trying to create a website, you know. So if you put me like a set, you know, like sweeping the set and it's not even helping me, you know. I'll be there for a while, you know, but that's not what I'm looking for because I'm trying to put together my show reel and a website, and what I need is just to put my hand on like a feature film at least, but a movie will be okay, you know. And I was talking to another guy here also. He does like he's an actor, and he told me like he has like this big project he's gonna do like in like some few months time. And he told me, I told him like I don't mind, you know, competition. And he told me the reason why it's like competitive in LA because everyone in the world comes here, you know, just to make it because it's like the biggest industry all over the world, you know. And I totally understand that, you know. So it's
Mhm.
competitive and I don't mind competition. Competition makes people to grow.
Yeah, it's just, from my experience and from doing this stuff for this amount of time, sometimes in order to get to know people, you got to just get in the door however you can. You know what
I
I'm
know
saying?
it's not gonna be easy, and I'm unprepared, and I know that, but I'm willing to compete with the best in the industry, you know, and that's an
Mhm,
advantage to me, you know. So like I said, I can start anywhere, you know,
mhm. Well, you
but that's not
should.
what I'm looking for.
On that note, why don't you tell people how, if someone's watching this or someone watches this down the line, because this will, it's recorded, so other people will see it, and they know they want a filmmaker, a young person that is willing to work to get in there. How can they reach you?
Yeah, that's a good question. The only way you can reach me it's through my email address and like I said, my all my like social media, they're like private, and I have a reason for that. Cause I don't like people stalking me, and that's how I get robbed. Cause
Mhm.
that's the reason why I'm not even like putting my social media private, public.
Mhm.
Cause
Well, I can tell you that in the last 15 years, I've worked about 20 times because of social media, because people were able to reach me on social media. I've done no less than 20 movies
that's
because,
that's that's
you
that's
know,
how I
that,
got that's how I got my you know like the TV commercial job because
hmm
they saw what I was doing on social media. Like the groups are open, and my LinkedIn is like it's my LinkedIn and Twitter, they're like public, you know. But
hmm
Instagram, Facebook, it's
hmm
for me, Facebook, it's more of like a dating thing, and but I have groups, you know, in Facebook where I
hmm
post stuff. Those ones
hmm
are like public, you know. But my personal account, it's I prefer LinkedIn. It's more professional, and
that's what I'm
Twitter.
saying. Can you tell them your LinkedIn information so they can reach you?
My LinkedIn is Douglas Rory, and it's like one word, small letters. Douglas Rory. I haven't been in Twitter for a while now, but also I have like groups. Like I have like a group like in on Facebook, Rebel Entertainment. That's like an entertainment company I started back in Kenya. You know, so they
hmm
can reach me there. So LinkedIn, Douglas Rory, one word, and also like Facebook, Liberal Entertainment. It's a page.
Liberal Entertainment.
Entertainment, yeah, Rebel Entertainment. It's a page.
Also, you have stuff on YouTube too. They can find you on YouTube.
Exactly. But I don't know how they can reach me on YouTube.
Yeah, they can make comments and
Oh, okay.
mm,
That works also, yeah. So like
mhm.
my YouTube channel is Douglas Rory,
Okay.
and also like my email address, like I my email address is douglasrory@yahoo.com. That's my primary email address. That way we can communicate.
At you said Yahoo or Gmail?
at Yahoo.
Yahoo.
I,
Okay.
I don't use Gmail unless it's like I have to share like videos and stuff like that. But my primary is like Douglas Rory at Yahoo, like Douglas
Mhm.
Rory, one word, small letters at yahoo.com.
Okay, cool. Shelly, you got anything you want to share?
This Friday is the old school throwback party, September 2nd. 6 o'clock right here in Darby, Pennsylvania, 16 North 9th Street. We're doing single on a Saturday night, a pop-up one at 6 o'clock, and then we go right on into the old school party hosted by Orange Juice Jones. You know, I saw you and him. What would you do if you saw him and her walking in the rain? I'm gonna just keep on going. That's on
Right.
you, bro. That's on you. That's no, I'm just playing. So that's
Right.
September 2nd. You can follow me on Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams if you want to learn more about tickets, but the tickets are $20, or you can go to the door and get it. But it's old school
Mhm.
urban expression style. We're gonna have a good time. Haven't done this in a long time.
Cool, fun. I wish I was there.
I know.
This week I have China Doll, who is a phenomenal comedian, hilarious. That's gonna come on the podcast this week. I'm really looking forward to talking to her next week. Also, she's got a crazy story and not shy to share it and make you laugh at the same time. So please check out China Doll on PPC podcast. Drops noon on Friday. Also, I'm on an Instagram live. I can't remember the name of the place. The Graham somebody. Just check out my Instagram. I think it'll be connected. I'll be on there live tonight. And also, I've got a lot of my magazine stuff. I'm doing a lot of covers. It's really crazy. All of a sudden, people are reaching out. So, Chrome magazine's coming out, and then in September 24th is a premiere of my movie Mad as Hell. I'm not going to be able to be there, but it's coming out. Mad as Hell. I think it's going to be on Tubi, maybe Prime. I'm not sure the other things. So lots of stuff happening here. So thank you guys, and check out my TikToks. I do my walking meditations and my showbiz sin segments where I'm just telling a little bit about my business. So hope you guys
Yes,
come on and check
loving
it
it.
out. Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Douglas. Thank you for everyone that listened in today. James, I know Ramon. I'm not sure who else was on here, but thank you guys for checking in and with your participation. And please share this so we can get it out to other people. And we'll see DJ Could Just Go next week. Thank you very much.